A while back, I made a video about Vietnam begging for a trade deal with the United States. And I had a lot of complaints in the comments about using the verbiage that they were begging for a trade deal, which they actually were begging for a trade deal. And as of last week, Vietnam got a trade deal with the United States for 20% tariffs and 40% for products that are deemed as transshipments through Vietnam. And that's because the United States has to determine what are transshipments because there's just a nature of shipping a lot of products to the United States where they are trying to where products are shipped through one country to avoid the tariffs on that country. So there are transshipments that are going to occur. People are going to try and transship through Vietnam. And it's mostly suppliers in China that are going to do that. So Vietnam secured their 20% deal and 40% on transshipments. They are the second country to get a trade deal with the United States, a fully fleshed out trade deal, other than the UK. Now, we do have kind of a truce going on with China, but that's really not a negotiated, settled trade deal as of yet. There's the important matter of licenses for rare earth metals and magnets in particular for the United States. And the United States has put licenses on semiconductors and a few other products for China. So that is still in negotiation. But when it comes to Thailand, Thailand is in much the same position as Vietnam. Thailand's exports to the United States are 18.3% of its economy. That's almost a fifth of its economy, which is absolutely massive. So they really are desperate to get a deal with the United States. And they are doing this to get in under the July 9th deadline. Now, they just submitted a new proposal, and I'll go over that in a minute. But just to give you some more information on Thailand's trade with the United States, it's $54 trillion, excuse me, $54 billion worth of exports come to the United States from Thailand, and the United States has a $46 billion trade deficit with Thailand. And most of the products that are coming from Thailand are printers, cell phones, and computers. That's essentially what they're sending us. High end finished goods. Now, electronics are relatively cheap today, I understand that, but the electronic supply chain and computing supply chains are some of the most sophisticated in the world. And here we have a country that we would really deem a third world country sending us high end products while they are buying from us things like crude oil and natural gas and other commodity exports from the United States. Now, they also say they are going to agree to buying jet planes and airliners from Boeing. So, what's happening is Thailand has submitted a new proposal to the United States to balance trade within 7 to 8 years and to bring the trade surplus down by about 70% within 5 years. Now, Thailand made a previous proposal that was rejected by the United States to balance trade within 10 years. To be honest, I don't see this deal as being much better than the previous one. And a big problem the United States has is we're essentially blocked from selling things into the Thai market. So I think that's really a big problem. At the end of the day, we'll see what happens. But what I think will happen is something similar to Vietnam, where we just put a 20% tariff on them and 40% for transshipping, something like that. Because Vietnam as a country really doesn't have much in the way of consumer demand. They can make a few uh, big kind of proposals when it comes to buying energy and liquefied natural gas and maybe airliners for their national airline. But other than that, there's not a lot that Vietnam has to offer in reducing this massive trade surplus they have with the United States. And that is exactly what Trump is trying to do is reduce is even the trade balance. And he's already gone on the record and stated that he really would rather just send out letters and get a simple deal rather than have very complex trade arrangements with these countries because it's really not worth it anyway. And the simple tariff rates are kind of his preferred method. Anyway, we'll have to see what happens. I'm betting on a deal similar to Vietnam, since they export the same types of products to the United States and we export the same types of things to them. It's kind of in a similar situation as countries go. Anyway, we'll see what happens. If you like this video, please give it a like and please subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos on topics like this. Until next time, thanks for watching.